What a shit show at the Capitol. I'm gonna go ahead and guess stop being so gullible wasn't anyone's New Year's resolution for 2021. How the hell do people keep falling for this shit? Here's a video of the kerfuffle that happened between the protesters and the cops when they got past the barricades.
Police are squabbling with protesters. Oh, there we go.
Squabbling? Maybe they stormed it. Maybe they walked right in. To put it into perspective, these are the cops that showed up to a tiny barbecue joint in Etobicoke, Ontario, when the restaurant owner announced that he'd be breaching lockdown orders. And these are the, cop that showed up to protect what is usually considered one of the most secure federal buildings in the U.S. Filming this. And look at him. He's just leading them up the stairs. I mean, what's going on here? Does the US not have a big enough budget for decent crisis actors anymore? This guy's just dancing around swinging a baton at them. I feel like they're about to break out into song like something out of West Side Story.
Come on, boys, huh? Hey, come
You know, I've been perusing anti-social media for the past 48 hours, and it finally seems like the left and right can agree on one thing, that these protesters were led into this building. Where they don't seem to agree is on the why. A huge chunk of you seem to be under the impression that this has to do with whiteness? Which is a bit of a nonsensical argument because the Black Panthers entered the California state capitol to protest a gun control bill in 1967, and guess what? Nobody stopped them. And I suppose you could argue that 2021 America is more racist than 1967 America, but you could also argue that Kim K's ass isn't filled with slag cement. Either way, you'd be wrong. What's the more logical explanation for this theatrical performance? Well, this very obvious psyop accomplishes a number of things. 1, more censorship. 2, tainting the Republican Party. And 3, classifying all conspiracy theorists as members of terrorist organizations. You know what else this does? It conditions people into believing that attacks on the state are the worst kind of attacks. Sure, I mean, you can burn small businesses to the ground and kill innocent bystanders, but God forbid you attack the state. Don't you find it kind of odd that rioters have been burning cities down for the past 6-7 months, and all of a sudden they raid one more federal building and it's the worst day in American history? Is it so hard to believe that maybe, just maybe, the people who burned your cities to the ground are being paid by the same people who paid GQ Chewbacca to take a shit on Nancy Pelosi's desk? I don't understand why anyone would identify with these nutcases. Is it so hard to believe that 95% of BLM protests were peaceful, while simultaneously believing that 95% of Trump supporters are peaceful? Let's make 2021 the year we wise up and realize that there are only two teams: us versus them.